What's up, y'all? Your girl G here. Welcome back to my channel. Just wanted to come and talk to you guys really fast about Put a Ring on It. Okay, Put a Ring on It. I think it's got like either 1 or 2 episodes left. And I'm ready for it to be over because I'm sick of looking at all 3 of these couples play in my face like, we know y'all's relationship like is garbage. It's trash. It's, beneath earthworms. Okay, like y'all, all of y'all, especially the women's, is complaining about y'all's shitty men. And just from the energy that all of y'all are giving, y'all gonna stay with these niggas, okay? So it's like, I don't even want to watch y'all try to give us this fugazi. Oh my God, I'm so sick of his I'm putting up with, when I know at the end of the day, if that nigga were to propose, you gonna say yes, or at least Shorty wouldn't. At least Shorty wouldn't, because Shorty at this point look like she is tired, boss. Okay, and we are slowly but surely watching Baby Boy Ken. That's what I call him, Baby Boy Ken, because he literally just reminds me of Baby Boy. He's like literally Baby Boy. He reminds me of him, but nonetheless, Baby Boy Ken. We slowly but surely watching that. Okay, just go shoo, and spiraling down, and then next episode is where the crash is gonna come in, because homie was drinking straight from the bottle, and he did a cartwheel damn near on the balcony, and I was like, oh yeah, he losing it. Okay, I mean, we know he cray because he done stalked Shorty, he done took pictures of her bank statements, so we know he crazy. But like, to watch him go real Tyler Perry, abusive husband on Shorty, like, yeah, it's giving, you might want to run, Forrest, run. But I'm gonna talk more about Ken and Shorty when we get to them. But nonetheless, y'all, let's go ahead and start on this episode, and then we can really get to the encore, Love and Marriage Huntsville and Love and Marriage DC. Okay, so we open up with everybody, their usual and their counseling session, and we pick up, I think, with Shorty and Ken, and basically he was telling her about, was this the no he was basically like getting upset that she was saying that he ain't done nothing. He's at this point saying like, what, I'm tired of you degrading me, I'm tired of you putting me down, acting like I don't do nothing, every time I say something. And Shorty's like, well, every time I say something, you take it as an attack instead of reading it for what it is, i.e. if I'm telling you, hey bruh, I need more from you, he's taking it as like, oh, you trying to knock me down as a man. But really, bro, you're insecure because in comparison to her establishment and your establishment, they ain't the same goddamn things. Yeah, you might bring some money to the table, but as far as like the input on that apartment, and I'm sure the lifestyle that you two are living, I guarantee Shorty is bearing the brunt of that, because she's carrying the energy of, I'm tired of carrying this baby ass around, but at the same time he dicking me down good, so I also don't want to let him go because I don't want no other heifer to have it, basically. That's basically what it's giving. And so Mr. Kenneth, Dr. Nicole asked her, do you hear what he's saying? And she's like, yeah, he's hearing that I can maybe be a little bit more receptive to him or some shit like that. But overall, like, it's just like Shorty and Kenneth are just giving real toxic, Tyler Perry toxic. We get to Otis and Charlie, or Charlena, and basically, she's feeling some type of way about him calling her weak, so she decided she was gonna go on a second date to see what he meant by that, to ask Mr. What was the boy that she went with? Chris, to ask Chris, how did she give off, weak or whatever. Otis knows what he was saying by calling Charlie weak. He wasn't meaning as the fact of like a weak woman. What he was saying was, you were giving off an energy of like, oh, I can take this from her man type stuff. Like, that's like weak as in regards to like, oh, I'll entertain, whatever nigga around me, So, yeah, she want to go on a date with Chris, and then Fonzo and Shay, she's gonna go on another date with Asar. I think that's how it's pronounced, Asar, and Fonzo is gonna go with Tashira or something like that. Tashira. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The girl that he went on a date with that was hella flirty. Tanisha or something like that. Yeah, I think it was Tanisha. But yeah, so everybody had a decision to go on second dates or third dates or fourth dates, and of course, Shorty Shorty chose to go with Tavy. She's feeling Tavy. And so at this point, Kenneth said, well then I'm gonna go out with her little protege. Basically, he ends up going out with the protege, and he's like rubbing it all up in her face and everything. He was like, yeah, the first time, I wasn't trying to admit that I enjoyed the date with old girl, but shoot, I don't give a fuck about what Shorty say now, so I might as well do the damn thing. She want to go out with Tavy, well shit, I can do the same thing. He's basically doing tit for tat. And then Otis, he ends up going out with Sheree again, the girl that the very first episode. Like, bruh, that was a long ass time ago you went on a date with this girl. But I'm not surprised that he would have picked a girl like her at all. He knew not to pick that other girl though that he messaged, and then the other one that he went on the yoga date with, because they were a little Charlene wouldn't have been too happy with that one. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and get to the dates, because like I said, there wasn't really too much going on. So we go with Tavy and Shorty. Basically, their fourth date. Tavy wants to know, like, what's up? Okay, what are we doing here? Because this is the fourth date. Like, what's going on with you and him? Like, I'm starting to kind of, I feel like we vibing. I like you, And it's a fair question, because at a point where we going on 4 dates now, 4 dates, like, clearly there's some energy here. And so Shorty basically let him know, like, well, I'm not necessarily in space to try to move on or work things out with somebody else. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I do still want my relationship with Ken. I do want to make it work. And it was like, girl, you went on these 4 dates, and like Tavy said, we did all of this lift up to be let down. Like, come on now. Like, Shorty, you really have a dude on your level in your hand. Like, you do. Like, why would you not jump for what you really want? Like, you have an opportunity to get with a man who's just as busy as you, brings in just as much income as you. But see, I have an idea of why Shorty does something like that, okay? But I'll talk about it when we get to her and Kenneth talking back at the apartment. So basically, Shorty let Tavy know that, man, I have been having a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, I have been enjoying our time together. But I do think, it's with me and how long me and Kenneth have been in this relationship, it's worth, working on. See if we can really fix this, because we both have the tools, to hopefully fix this relationship. So then Kenneth, he goes on his date with Myasia, and she come looking real cute. Like, Myasia was looking cute, her outfit and stuff like that, and he was hella excited. And so they go and sit down, and he just loved throwing on that New Orleans accent. Babe, I just want to say I'm just so excited to see you, man. That nigga talk slow too. He talk real slow. I don't know if I could be in a conversation with him. It's just because he's like, the way he talks is just like on one note. Like, I need somebody that has like some dialect, some inflection. Like, I just can't listen to somebody who talks the same all the way through. But nonetheless, he's like, hey, you heard me. I'm really glad you came on this date with me, And she was like, well, it made you pick me. He was like, just our vibe, baby, just our vibe. He was, laughing and having a good time. It feels good to, be with a woman, who expresses how she likes me, ain't hateful all the time. Basically, he's glad that Myasia is pumping up his ego. Like, oh, I feel good around her. Like, she's laughing and giving me the googly eyes, as he says, the way she's smiling at me. She got that smile, the way she looking at me. Girls know how to do the look, just a little coy just a coy little smile and a little kiki, just give them a little wink, just that. Girls know how to do the flirt with the eyes, or at least the good flirters know how to do that. And so Myasia definitely was giving him the cute little, and so basically she was like, yeah, so she starts talking about his background, like, oh, what brought you to Atlanta? He said his mom brought him to Atlanta, better work opportunities and stuff like that. And he was like, at first it was hard, but then, doors started opening up, and I was like, what doors and opportunities opened up for you, Kenneth, like, in particular? Because where I'm standing and where your life is at currently right now, I'm just trying to figure out, like, where those opportunities necessarily landed you. And what's going on as far as, like, what your life plan is. Because, yeah, Maisha right now seeing that you a catch. She feel like you a catch and, you got it all and everything. But you might want to talk to Shorty first before you try to hop on that ride, okay? Now, she can give you the fair warning. As, shout out to Erica De Niro say, she can give you the Yelp reviews on this dick. But, it looked like Maisha gonna ignore her if there were the opportunity that Shorty and Kenneth break up. Maisha gonna hop on that ride, and girl, you gonna be stressed the fuck out too when he start running your pockets and credit up, fucking it all up, okay? But yeah, so basically she was like, oh yeah, that's how life works. You came to Atlanta, you were nervous at first, but sometimes God has to take something away. God would take something away to give you something better. He was like, yeah, I do feel that way. I just have to believe in God and his plan for me and all, that whoop-de-whoop stuff. And nonetheless, they started kind of like touching each other's hands and stuff like that. And I was like, ooh, it's gonna be trouble. So moving on. So we ended up getting to Otis and Miss Sheree. They went wine tasting. I like Sheree. I really do. Or Sheree. I really like her vibe, and she was just a lot more personable this episode as well too. And she was asking them questions and everything, and Otis was answering them, but he wasn't really like into the date. It kind of felt like he was really into that wine. And I do like the questions that she did ask him though, because we don't really know much about Otis. We don't know about his childhood that much. We don't really know about Otis, and he got issues at that too. So it's like when she asked about oh, do you have any siblings? What was like growing up? I was interested to see if he was gonna throw his damn mama under the bus, because the way he was talking to his daddy that one episode, I don't know how you did it, man. I don't know how you did it, it really pissed me off when he did that. Speaking of that episode, because it's all you want to remember is the fact that your mom probably was blowing up and chunking shit around the house, but you just completely ignored the fact that your dad 10 seconds before that was the more I think about it, she was upset because I really wasn't listening to her. Otis just completely I guess decided he was going to tune that information out. But yeah, so, yeah, she was asking him questions and everything, and all he was stuck on was that damn wine. That's really all it was. So it wasn't really too much going on with their date. So then we move on to Charlie and Chris, right? Chris, great value, Odell Beckham wannabe ass nigga. He comes in with this blonde hair. Honestly, I don't think Chris is that cute. He talks slow. He low-key remind me of Patrick Talks Slow from Candy and the Gang. I'm not gonna lie. Chris just gives, and Charlene picked up, he just gives real bad boy vibes. And girl, you playing with fire. I feel like she's I don't want to touch it, but I want to feel the warmth though. It's I don't want to touch the heat, or I don't want to get my hands too close. I just want a little warmth, just a little warmth. I just want to feel what is given possibly. So she goes in, they sit down, and she was like, yeah, I just want to go on another date with you because, I got done talking to Otis. He had some interesting things to say. And he was like, yeah, what? She was like, he low-key said that you thought that I was weak. And a dude was like, weak? He was like, huh? What do you mean weak? And she was like, I don't know. That's why I'm coming to ask you. What was I giving off that? Did anything give off saying I was a weak woman or something like that? And he was like, man, nah, I wouldn't have been interested in you if you was a weak woman. And he basically was like, man, young nigga, he gonna try to say anything to be, make me look bad because he don't want me to go on another date with you. So Charlie's basically having a good time, and she is tempted by the bad boy. Do I think Chris probably could fuck down Boots? Possibly, but he also looked like a selfish lover. He looked like the type of dude that when you almost get there, he switch up the flow because he's more concerned about himself. A quick pumper, okay? But yeah, so she definitely is just intrigued by his mystique and very few words, even though he's personable, but still a man of very few words. So it's just kind of Charlie, boo-boo. Now, if you break up with Otis, you can get with Chris so you can have you a little sneaky link. But don't you try to make that something that it don't need to be, because Chris is fuckboy city, okay? City boy on deck. It is giving off city boy run, bitch, run. But yeah, nonetheless, she confronted him about that, but she's having a good time with him. This tequila is strong. So then we get to Fonzo and Tanisha, I think her name is. And she's super cute, super bubbly, of course, very sultry, seductive, and she definitely has the flirtatious thing, the flirtatious thing going. And Fonzo's into it, but she's like, oh my God, what made you want to go on another date with me? He's like, man, I just thought we had a good vibe, good energy, definitely was, I was just digging you and stuff like that. And she's like, oh my God, I really appreciate that. And he was like, yeah, I did good last time, following the guidelines, following the rules that Shay gave me and stuff like that. And, he was like, she was asking, oh, so you kind of like me or whatever? Or, yeah, he was like, yeah, I think like you cool and stuff like that. And he was like, so what type of girl are you a girl? Oh, he was like, something like, I really got to work on my flirting, He was like, you like to flirt? She was like, yeah. He's like, you flirt with me right now? She was like, yeah. And he just started laughing, and she was like, so of course she flirted with him. And she talking about, oh, I've been thinking about Fonzo since our last date. I've been thinking about him a lot. And Tanisha, whatever her name is, Tanisha, Tashana, whatever her name is, she reads Side Chick Olympics. Because I tell you, the minute she came on screen talking about, oh, I don't take women's men, men just chase after me type stuff, it was like, oh, okay, you one of them. Okay, she's definitely one of those girls who just enjoys the flirtation, the hook, line, and sinker of it all. Just like, let me cast this and just reel him in, because I know he can, because these niggas out here is weak, okay? Soon as they dick start tingling a little bit, they start following it, okay? Whenever that little mini head of theirs start jumping, they don't know how to act, okay? But nonetheless, they definitely were flirting with each other, little kiki here, little kiki there. And I definitely think if Shay ain't careful, homegirl, she gonna come up and she gonna be at that house one day when you pull up from the store, or when you come back from maybe going over to your mom's house. Don't be surprised if you see that bitch in your bed or on that couch, okay? That's all I'm saying, because we all know Fonzo got a wandering eye. And girl, his baby mama, let it be known that this is Fonzo. This is who he is. I've had to deal with it. And girl, Shay, you need to love yourself enough to know that he ain't gonna change. Like, the baby mama put out a statement, like, I don't need to be in this mess, like, Fonzo is who he is, like, he knows what he did, he's the one responsible for this mess, like, it was up to him to offer communication, and he didn't, Shay, she knows what's up, she knows what type of guy he is, I dealt with it, but no more, like, I've moved on. The baby mama basically lit his ass up and was basically saying, like, he is who he is, he's around the crowd that he hangs out with, but Shay knows that, but Shay wants the lifestyle, so it's like, shut up complaining, or, let the man cheat in peace. Shout out to Tamar Braxton and her Mama Braxton, okay? So, could you stop raising your blood pressure with these fake ass veneers, both of y'all? So, Shay, quit raising your blood pressure over a man you know is not gonna stop doing what he do. And every time you raise concerns with this man, he laugh in your fucking face. But yeah, so he gets off the date with old girl, and he enjoys it. He enjoys talking to old chick. Don't be surprised if we see them together if him and Shay break up, okay? So we see a moment where Shorty and Kenneth are actually at the apartment and talking. He sits down with her and was basically like, man, Shorty, we need to talk, I really need to tell you, how I feel. And he was like, I just really, in his confession, like, I've had it with Shorty, man, the way she talked down to me, I ain't gonna keep accepting it any much longer. She gonna know how I feel today. So he really thought he was dropping, I guess he decided he was going to drop his nuts on Shorty, but you really didn't, though. She was just sitting there listening. The way her face kind of like she was grinning, low-key told me she was feeling like, oh, nigga, you trying to front for these cameras. Like, that's what her smile was saying. Because he was like, you gonna learn how to talk to me. You gonna learn how to, not quit disrespecting me. And Shorty was just looking like, bruh, cut it out. But he was so determined to, like, try to make his point be made. Bitch, I'm the man of the house. I'm the man of this sky rise. And, he was like, every time we get into something, you become disrespectful, and I keep tolerating it like a dumbass. But I'm letting you know today, you gonna learn how to talk to me. You not gonna be disrespectful to me. I'm not gonna take it no more. And every time we have a conversation, we know we need to learn how to, he was double talking low key, because at one point he was like, oh, we need to learn how to cool down and then come back and talk about it. And then on the other hand, he was like, well, you need to learn how to let stuff go. And so Shorty's like, okay, but where does it come in that we talk about, because he was like, no, what I need to know is, what do you need from me? What am I doing? Or what do I need to do to make things better? And she said, okay, all right, I'm going to let you know, nigga, you need to stop lying, okay? You need to stop lying, saying that you're going to do this, and you don't. I need you to stop apologizing and not changing your behavior, and that's really what it is. A lot of you dudes, y'all apologize, but then continue the same shit. You apologize and continue the same behavior. So really your apology is nothing. Like, it's manipulation at its finest to apologize to somebody knowing you're not going to change your behavior. And that's definitely what Kenneth is giving. He looks like, oh baby, I'm sorry. And then come back 2 weeks later and repeat the same behavior. So Shorty let him know, this is what I need from you. And he showed him like what he was hearing. Baby boy ass Kenneth. I cannot with him. Honestly, when his family watches this show back, I wonder what they are going to say. Because, the brother had a lot of, comments about, oh, Shorty calling us complaining about you, but do she not know, like, you are family, we gonna always have your back? But when you watch, him back this season and hear about the shit that he did, and you watch your brother damn near do a cartwheel on the balcony after drinking drinking straight out the bottle, y'all, I hope y'all got something to say then. Y'all gonna be wanting to apologize to Shorty like, oh, I didn't know he was that bad. Yes, your brother's that bad. But y'all knew that. But y'all just don't want to call him out because y'all love not calling out the men in y'all's lives. So we get to finally for Dr. Nicole, and she asks everybody about their dates. And, Asar, Shay went with Asar, and they basically did some like little My Chemical Romance, like aromatherapy candle type shit. And I really do think Asar could be a good match for Shay. He looks like the type that she needs, and Asar is kind of cute. I prefer definitely Asar over Fonzo, old no neck having ass. But Shay basically apologized for her wild ass behavior the last time she saw him. But yeah, so Dr. Nicole, she talks to everybody. Fonzo, he denied temptation. He was like, you know what, I denied temptation. I'm really proud of myself. And Shay's like, yeah, I'm proud of him. I just, And so she was like, and so they get asked, okay, what you gonna do for dates? Are you gonna go on another date, or are you gonna go on the last date with each other? They both agreed to go on the last date with each other. Shay agrees also that as well, even if her and Fonzo don't work, she's not gonna jump into another relationship with Asar, even though he's somebody she would date. She, needs to focus more on herself. And so Dr. Nicole was like, ooh, is somebody learning and growing? So then we get to Otis and Charlena, and basically Otis was like, yeah, his date with Sheree was cool and everything. Oh, no. Let's go ahead and get to Shorty and Kenneth. So Shorty was like, yeah, the date with Tavy was cool, but I don't want to go on another date with him. I realized I want to work on things with Kenneth. I feel like we have the tools and hopefully we can do better. But Kenneth had other plans in mind. Kenneth let it be known, oh, I'm going to stick a tool this time. And so when he gets asked about his date, boy, he starts, oh, yeah, it was amazing. We had such a good time. Shorty's vibe, it's just right. When we get together, we laughing. And so Shorty's like, just over there just, okay, Kenneth, I see what you're trying to do. And he was trying to get into his skin. He was like, I'm gonna make it hurt. And really, like, nigga, you playing yourself, honestly. Because Maisha ain't going to give you the lifestyle that Shorty gonna give you, period, okay? But all right, do you, boo-boo. He thought he was sticking it to a blame, like trying to brag on Maisha. Oh, yeah, it was everything, felt good to sit with a woman who was listening to me, hearing me out, and we was laughing and everything. And so Dr. Nicole was like, sure, Shorty, how do you feel about that? She was like, I just wonder, why he's saying it this time instead of like last time. And so even though she's deciding to work on things with Shorty, like, he got other plans in mind of, I'ma stick it to you, bitch. So then we get to Otis and Charlena, and basically Otis, Charlene is like, yeah, I went to go talk to Chris and, ask, what was it, because Otis had the opinion of, oh, I was giving off weak. And so I asked him, and basically, Chris was like, oh, he was just saying that because he didn't want me to go on another date with him. And so Dr. Nicole was like, well, do you want to go on another date with him? And she was like, no, I do want to. She's like, I do want to work on things with Otis, but I would like to go on a last date with Chris to get closure. What the closure are you talking about? What closure are you talking about? Like, girl, you just known this man for 3 days. What closure? And so I was like, oh, like, Charlene, she definitely is trying to get up under Otis's skin. And so because she did that, Otis decided, okay, bitch, I'm going to get right back at you. Oh, you know what, Dr. Nicole? I changed my mind. I think I would like to go on another date with Sheree. And then that's where the episode ended. So it was like, oh my God, these niggas going tit for tat. But yeah, put a ring on it next week. I think it's gonna be before the finale, and we see Alfonso finally is gonna have to make that call to his baby moms, who he definitely was stringing along, and who I think he was fucking the same time as Shay. But we gonna see. But y'all tell me what you feel about put a ring on it. What you think about these couples? Who do you think should make it? Who do you think should let it go? And tell me what you feel about the season so far. I appreciate you for tuning in, and y'all stay tuned for Love and Marriage, y'all. It's gonna be good. Bye.